Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today we are actually not venturing into the Nether, but we are here at our portal because we are going to be redesigning this. Of course, right now, even though it works, the 2x3 Nether portal that we have right here, it's not very attractive. We have these dirt blocks in the corners, it's sort of buried into the ground, and once we let loose some villagers, and of course some of our other mobs have already figured this out, we don't really have any gate or door system that prevents mobs from being able to wander in or allows hostile mobs to wander out. So there are a number of changes we are going to make to our portal. But first, let's just go ahead and use our wind charge rocket booster one more time, just for the fun of it. I absolutely love that thing. So we will fly down over here now. It's definitely very addicting. We go, again, a lot higher than I thought we were going to, but it is a lot of fun. It gets us all the way to the top of the mountain, which is exactly what we needed it to do. So for today, we are going to need quite a bit of obsidian, and we are going to need quite a few nether blocks. Now my plan for this, even though I haven't actually designed it at all in a creative world of this, my plan is to make it look like this is something that just sort of appeared out of the ground, as if it's not really meant to be here, sort of like a typical ruined nether portal that you see occasionally throughout the world. I want it to have sort of a out of place look to it, while also not distracting from our natural environment. So of course I don't want to have a giant 22 by 22 block portal, but I don't want, again, just the 2x3. So we're gonna go ahead and wreck the current portal that we have. It will stay linked because we are building it right here, so we don't have to worry about that. We will leave this hole here in the ground, and we will go ahead and clear away some of our landscaping from the surrounding area. This will again give us a little bit more space to work with here as we start expanding this portal. We may even remove a couple of these fences. I know they are timeless classics from the very early days, but we'll go ahead and remove them anyway. We'll take out that pumpkin as well, and we can always put that stuff back if we decide we want it. So I think instead of having the portal face this way, we are instead going to have it face this way, and we are actually going to begin with the nether portal itself, starting with, I think we will do maybe 5 or 7 blocks across the bottom. I think we will do 7 wide, well, 9 in total, a 7 block wide portal. So that is 8. We can go one more in this direction or one more here. I think we will do one more right here where the fence is, and that will be 9. And now the portal in between the frame is 7 blocks. We will also extend this up for a total of maybe 5 or 6, and then extend it going all the way across. And again, a large portal, but not one that dominates the landscape. We can go ahead and light this portal and step on through, and we should see that we are still linked to our nether hub on the other side, and we in fact are. So now that we have our main portal frame, I'm actually going to break one of these blocks just so we don't have the sound of the nether portal the entire time that we are trying to build this. But now that we have that into place, we can start filling in some of the blocks around it and making it look a little bit more natural. And by natural, I mean not man-made, not natural in the sense of greenery and landscaping around it, but we will fill in a little bit of grass here and there. So I think we are going to start off with maybe some blackstone. I think we will do some blackstone stairs around here. So let's grab out our stone cutter and make a few blackstone stairs. And what we can do is we can place some of these in the corners, say there, and maybe one right there, and then we can get a couple more put in, maybe if we do one right there. what we will see is it will kind of start to round out this portal a little bit, and we will fill in some blackstone around there as well, again kind of building up this portal all around on all sides. We can also use a little bit more obsidian to our advantage. I think we will break out a few blocks here in the front and get that replaced with obsidian just like that. And we are just going to make a few more layers with our blackstone and obsidian. So we'll do a couple blackstone blocks right there, maybe one more obsidian there, and a couple more blackstone sprinkled in just like that. So now it's starting to bleed out in this direction a little bit as well. What if maybe we did a blackstone stair like that, and then a blackstone slab on top of that block? Something like that. I think that works really well for us, and we can even do a couple more just like that. Let's get another stair in that corner up top, and I think we will actually remove this slab, replace it with a full block, and we will go grab some basalt and fill that in on top. So we will place this 1, 2, and maybe a sideways one right up here just like that on top of this block, another blackstone slab or a stair right there, and then another one as well, and we can round that off with a few more slabs across the top. I'm liking how this is looking so far. Again, it's not perfect yet, and once we get the portal lit again, we will see the roundedness of that. It's kind of hard to see it right now. We are definitely going to need to remove a little bit more of this landscaping though, and we may just go ahead and get rid of the rest of that fence as well. That way we have all of this space back here to work with. That's not in our way right now. If it is though, we can remove it eventually. So now we can start to sprinkle in some of these magma blocks. I don't want any of the tops of them exposed, just in case we have mobs or anything like that that decide to wander near them. So we will just place them like that, covered up so that nobody gets hurt by accidentally wandering on top. And we will do that instead of lava because we don't need any more fires. I think one fire at the trading hall is more than enough for this entire series. Now what I'm thinking here on the back is rather than having it exposed, we're gonna have it look sort of like a smooth rock, I guess, like a geode. Half of it was cut open, and on the inside we have a nether portal, but on the outside we just have some rocks and stone. So I think we will start with a little bit of blackstone, a little bit of basalt as well, and we will just build this up towards the top middle. So I think something like this, and then we will round it off again with some slabs here at the very top. There we go. So from the inside it looks like that, which again, once we light the portal, we will hardly be able to see this. We may even just go ahead and fill this in with obsidian here on the back, just so it is dark. Actually, instead of obsidian, let's go with black concrete. You know what? I take that back again. We are going to go with crying obsidian because that is sort of a hybrid between obsidian. We get that dark from what would have been the black concrete, but that's also going to kind of blend in with our portal. I think we are going to get a really nice look from that. And I suppose we could go ahead and replace these two blocks up here with crying obsidian. We will have a look at that from the outside back here. And honestly, we hardly even see it, so I don't even think we need to worry about that. Right up here, we still have some exposed obsidian. This is a corner. We can go ahead and knock that down. That will help smooth things off here at the top. And I kind of like that. I think we might do a couple of blackstone walls on top of that blackstone right there next to the obsidian. And we'll try blackstone brick walls and see how that looks. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I think this side is looking pretty complete. I think we'll remove that basalt that was up there in that corner and maybe even replace it with a blackstone stair. That might be too much blackstone though. Let's see how this looks. If we place that like that, you know, I actually think that's fine. We have enough basalt in there. It kind of blends together really nicely. What I'm thinking here on this side is maybe having the portal more covered up than on this side. So we will take out our blackstone and start to place in blackstone all along there. Again, really covering up this half of the portal. We will bring that stair forward maybe even out to there, and then do one more right there. Fill in with some slabs, maybe one more stair. We'll do a stair here, a slab right there, maybe one more there as well, and maybe even one more right up there. So now we have the sort of lopsided pattern that I'm kind of a fan of. I think I like that even more. We get even more of that organic shape going. So I think all we really have left, we are getting very close with this. We need to go ahead and do something about this side right here, and then we need to do something about the top, round that off even more. I think the back, again, we don't really see the back all that much, so I think that is a good look. It looks pretty natural, all things considered, but it is mainly here in the front now that I want to get finished up. So another magma cube right there. We could even do one in this corner. I'm sure this, oh wait, no we can't. I take that back. We will place in some soul soil around here that will help blend our dirt and grass with that nether look, so we will place a little bit in there. I don't want to do soul sand just because it's an annoyance to us. We will do some nether bricks as well. Again, we are really drawing out the whole nether element, that aesthetic of the nether, similar to those ruined portals that we occasionally find. We'll do a few netherrack as well, and we will remove a couple of these path blocks, but I sort of like the idea of having the path right up next to it, as if we built the path around the nether portal. Or really, I guess it could go both ways. We built the path around the nether portal, or the path was here and then the portal just kind of sprang up out of the ground. I guess originally we did have the portal, but we were in the valley with our house before the portal, so some things predate the portal. Let's go ahead and light this. I'm curious to see how it is going to look. And that is pretty cool, although I'm not a huge fan of the fact that we can see some of that obsidian right there. That one doesn't really bother me. What's bothering me is across the top. So either we bring this down or we extend that top row of obsidian up, and I think I would rather do that. So let's climb up here and remove this top row and extend it up by one more. Of course, that is going to mean that over here on this side, where we just kind of reconfigured a little bit, and across the top back here, this is all going to change slightly, but it's okay, we will live. From the front, we will see a little bit of a difference there at the top, but not a whole lot. We will go in and fix all of this. But now when we light the portal, let's gather all that obsidian first so it doesn't travel into the nether. Now we get almost that frameless look. Again, right here we can see that obsidian, but when we look at it from here, it looks like the portal has just a very organic shape to it. And that is really what we are after here. So we're going to take a little bit more blackstone and blackstone walls, some stairs, and we're going to fill that in around this obsidian here on this side. So we'll do a stair here at the bottom. I think that might be fine, maybe a turned stair like that. If we do one more stair here at the top, there we go. And then we will place a few slabs on top as well. We can even remove this corner obsidian right there, since we don't really need that. So again, a few slabs across the top. I didn't mean to place that wall there, but I think we will stick with it. A couple more just like that, and I'm pretty happy with how this all looks. Of course, the blackstone by itself is kind of overbearing, so why don't we go ahead and replace some of this with our basalt? We could even go grab some gilded blackstone and use that as well. This will give us a little bit of a shimmer in the portal frame. I definitely like that. Let's do another one here across the top. There we go, and those were actually slabs, so we will get a couple back from that. Very nice. And we can do a couple more here on the side and in the back, again, just for that added detail. Excellent. So why don't we go ahead and fill in with a few more netherrack blocks, and some of them got covered up. We will remove this giant ugly tower here in the front, and we will step back from that. It is looking pretty good. There are a few more things I want to add and change. I think we will do some stairs here sticking out of the front as well, Maybe even replace this block right here with, we could even do an upside down stair and right side up, just to carve that out a little bit. And the rain definitely adds an ominous touch to all of this. Let's do another upside down stair right here, just giving us a little bit more detail. I am pretty happy with the overall design of this. Actually, what if we did one more stair like that and maybe a slab on top of it? We get that very unique carving here in between all of those stairs. That bottom wall will connect. I kind of like that. Let's even do one more slab on top of that wall. It's all about just making these random shapes and patterns. Let's do another gilded blackstone in there, a basalt, one more basalt, why not, and a slab right there. I definitely like how that looks as we approach from that angle. We definitely have a nether portal right here, that's for sure. Let's add some soul lanterns. I think that would be a great touch to all of this. So we'll start to place these in. Maybe we will do one right there. Can we do one on the stair? We cannot. Let's definitely do one on the floor right there, and maybe one on top of that nether rack. And I bet we could get a couple here around the backside as well. We'll do one right there, maybe one more in that corner, and I'm thinking one more. That is a slab. I think we'll get one more right up there. Let's do one in the front as well. So we've placed down, I think we did 7 altogether. That is a pretty nice look. Of course, it's raining, it's daytime, we can't really see the full aesthetic of it, but again, I think that is pretty nice. Now, of course, we have the portal into place, but we don't really have a way to deter mobs from walking inside of this. So what are we going to do about that? Well, to be honest, I haven't really thought that through quite yet, but we do have a few options. One of those options, once we get our inventory cleaned up here, one of them is to place down tracks, because of course, mobs do not like to go over rails, minecart rails. However, I don't really want to do that just because it doesn't look all that appealing necessarily. Another option is, of course, to place down magma blocks. Those will prevent mobs from walking, but there's still the risk that they get stuck on them or something like that and decide to wander over them anyway and end up taking lethal damage. So that option is off the table as well. There's always the option to just place doors right here or fence gates or anything like that, but then that sort of takes away from our portal as a whole. So while we are limited on options, there are a couple things that will work, and there's one that I think we are going to end up doing, and that is sideways chains, just like this. Now obviously, we can't even get through this as they are. If we crouch, we still can't get through them, but we have this beautiful thing on our back, elytra, and we can just jump under there and get through the portal just like that. Now obviously, if we go to bring mobs through, we are going to have to change this, and mobs can still wander up here on top, so a couple more chains placed across the top like that as well. Now what I like about this is it sort of makes our portal look off limits. Can we get through this gap right here? We can. How about that? So I think we will go with that. We will even do a couple just like that. We're gonna leave that lantern though. I kind of like that. They're almost invisible, but that is going to do enough. Now, of course, chickens and frogs can probably still get through there, but you know, we have so many chickens and our frogs are slowly coming around. Of course, we have one in the nether as we speak, but we have a few here and there. Mobs like camels and pandas, even cows and baby villagers will not be able to get through here. So let's go ahead and give this a test. We will just fly through there. We will go through our portal. We will say hello to our frog and our pig. The pig is basically now stuck in here. The frog should be able to get out. But when we go back through our portal, we will spawn right here. We will see these chains. We just jump, elytra, and we are through. Easy as that. Now, of course, I do realize the fact that this does require elytra, And if we ever got into a bad situation where we didn't have our ender chest and our elytra either broke or we didn't have it, rather than having to go all the way out to spawn and walk back, I think what we will do instead is just place down an item frame, put an elytra on it, and that will be sort of our backup elytra if that ever does happen. So I'm wondering if we can actually place this on the inside next to the portal. And we're probably gonna go through, aren't we? Yes, we are. But I'm wondering if we can place it maybe right there. We sure can. And we will put our elytra on there. We might even hide it, and it's probably gonna go through the portal, so back through we go. Although I just realized I'm making this a lot more work than it needs to be. If we ever get stuck, we can just do that and walk right out. I don't know why I was thinking we had to set up this whole elaborate elytra thing, but that is where we are going to end it. The rain has stopped, it is nighttime, and we are seeing the full glory of our nether portal. We may come back and revise this a little bit more in the future, but I think that is a pretty great look for us. I do want to fly up and see how this looks. Wow, we have a very full inventory. I do want to fly up and see how this looks in contrast with the rest of the valley here. I think, you know, it actually blends in pretty nicely. Even from this straight on view right here, it is really tucked away in between all of these trees. We probably need to get a few more blackstone slabs put up on top of here just to cover that up a little bit more. But with all of these trees and the house, the bamboo, it really is tucked away. So even though it is a large, almost eyesore in contrast with the rest of the valley, although by itself I think it looks wonderful, it's definitely tucked away, but we get that full detail as we walk out. It's just a little bit more interesting than a basic rectangular portal. But I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Episode 100 is coming up, which means our museum reveal will be coming up as well. We can just barely see the museum in the background over my head right there, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a big one. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.